Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to touch on creative ideas. How do you arrive at them, and then how do you execute them? So for me, I'm just going to touch on my personal process when it comes to coming up with creatives for projects, specifically music videos. I'm going to give two examples today of some creative treatments, music video treatments that I wrote for some music videos here. These aren't in production, they haven't been produced, I haven't landed them, so you guys are getting a real inside look into something that I wrote right now that I'm personally waiting to hear back on if I landed the job or not. So this is for a Dreamville artist named Kaz. When I was approached in an email, they sent 2 songs. Of the 2 songs, they wanted a treatment for each, and so I just immediately sat with the songs, opened them up, listened to them a few times through just to get a general sense and feel of the songs. Then I went back and familiarized myself with the artist. And this is what I would say is probably crucial tip number 1 is familiarize yourself with the artist, their style, and what they like to do. You may be approached for a video and you want to make sure the ideas that you're coming up with or you're at least kind of thinking of are in line with their brand and their style. Katy Perry is notorious for having kind of very out there, fun, colorful, crazy videos. And so if you were to come to them with something that's very dark and moody and dramatic, like a Sia kind of dance video, chances are there's a good chance you're not going to land that video just because of the tones and moods and styles clashing and not really matching with what is on brand for her. So tip number 1 is just before you even start thinking of the creative and what you want to do, what is the style, the branding, the image that artist or brand that you're writing for or trying to come up with an idea with? What is their identity? Identify that, and then once you start listening to the song or trying to come up with an idea, it's a lot easier to kind of already, your mind's already in that mindset, and you can start thinking towards visuals that would be of that visual style. Step number 2 for me is just listening to the song over and over. Just listen to it again, listen to it again, and listen to it again. Then you'll start to catch words, phrases, undertones of the song, and I'll really listen, like, what is he saying? What are the lyrics of the song saying? Is there one particular lyric or moment that paints a visual picture in my head? And then I run with that from there. So when I had done this and I went back and watched a couple videos for Kaz, I noticed a couple black and white videos. So right off the rip, my mind's already thinking, okay, let me think of something within the black and white sphere and element. And so kind of the general idea I came up with outside of the narrative that's taking place is intercut throughout this really cool, artistic, vibey performance video are just black and white street images to find and hire a renowned street photographer that can capture the essence of the story that Kaz is painting in the song through his lyrics, and have the photographer capture those lyrics with photographs, and specifically black and white photography. So my idea was to let the photographer listen to the song and then capture just certain images that are vividly painted in the song. So for example, when he's talking about the corner store and the police and all these things, to have those photographs in gritty 35mm black and white photos that paint those lyrics that I can intercut throughout the video that help tell the story that Kaz is trying to tell further. So you can tell the idea kind of quickly came just as I, listened to the song, revisited his old work, music videos, images of himself, and just kind of listened to the song and then started being impacted by the lyrics and thinking in the mindset of black and white, and it just kind of snowballed from there to all of a sudden it's like, oh, I have this cool idea. And then from there you'll find little ideas of how you can make it better and add cool effects here and there. Like one effect I thought of, since I went the whole photography route and I'm thinking photographs and photos, I thought it would be cool, and I mentioned it here in the treatment, that within the performance portion of the music video, whenever we're shooting in this kind of abandoned, rundown house, is that we suspend picture frames either in midair or on the wall. And as Kaz is walking through the house and performing, those photographs are on the wall. And we can either cut into live action or just cut into those photographs that are taken by the photographer. And so starting to think in the terms of, okay, I want the photography, the black and white photography to tell the story. Now how can we also work that in to the visual itself in the music video? So that was one avenue I was thinking. And then the other avenue was just for cool performances, having these picture frames suspended in midair looking like they're floating, and Cause is behind the picture frame performing. So now we have this cool stylistic performance shots where there's a floating picture frame, Cause is behind the picture frame performing as the camera is pushing in and out, and then we're cutting to all these dramatic black and white photos from the lyrics that he's talking about in the song. So you can just see kind of my process there with coming up with this idea based off of everything I just said. And you can see here, this is a treatment that I had put together, kind of tells the synopsis. We see the image of the artist, a brief little thing about the story, some reference images, finish off the story here. So not long, don't get too wordy with it, just nice and short. This is the whole story right here, the video, mood board images of what I'm thinking, what the video would look like visually, and then wrapping it up with just, a little, kind of capping sentence and my name and my email, contact information. And that's it. You don't need to get too crazy and wordy with your treatments. You just need to paint the visual picture so that the client sees it and can understand, and then you just go from there. So hopefully this video gave you guys a little insight into my creative process and how I come up with ideas for videos and go through that entire process. Sometimes it's instant, sometimes it takes a while, maybe a day or two. It's never the same, you know what I mean? So don't get discouraged if it takes you a little bit to come up with an idea for a video. With that being said, hopefully you guys liked the video. If so, give it a nice little thumbs up. Comment below if you have any questions in regards to what I just mentioned, throughout this whole video, and let me know if there's any other topics and that you want to see covered as well. So appreciate you guys for watching and taking the time to watch this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.